Welcome back, guys. So as I said before, I was going to do this PC build setup for quite a while now, and speaking about the problems that I had as I went through this build. So let's just get straight into this, and let's just start with the components itself. So first of all, you can see just a picture of the products that I've bought so far. I'll attach that into the video over here, and let me just run through the different components I bought. And I actually wanted to just buy these components just for CAD software editing, some like just casual gaming, and so on and so forth. So it wasn't a very expensive build. I had a budget of around £900 for the whole build itself, which I stuck to. So nothing too outrageous. And the PC works perfectly. It does exactly what I need to. So yeah. So let's start off with the CPU that I chose for this. So I chose an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 processor. The Ryzen has really improved over the years over Intel and stuff, so definitely went with that pick. Then let's go to the motherboard itself. So I've got an Asus B450 Elite. It definitely isn't a huge motherboard itself. So the RAM stick that I went for is a Crucial Ballistic Tactile Tracer ones. The RGB, definitely wanted to add some RGB into the setup, so that is the reason I went for those. I could have gone for the Corsair Vengeance Pro, but they were just too expensive. Then let's go on to the graphics card itself. So I chose an MSI NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ventus. It's a 6 gigabyte graphics card, and really it is the benchmark, I think, at the moment for most PC builds. It is within the average price range. I'd probably be paid a bit too much for this. It's about 235 quid that I paid for it, but at the time they were quite expensive, especially in lockdown. I built this PC within lockdown, and some of the prices were probably a bit inflated. Then moving on to the power supply I went for. It's a Seasonic 620 watt power supply, and then I have an external hard drive, a Seagate 2TB Barracuda, and I went with an internal SSD of 500 gigabytes. I went with a Western Digital in there, and then I pretty much put all those components within the Phanteks Eclipse P300 Air tower case. So it's a medium tower case itself, nothing too big, and it does the job, and it fits on my desk pretty nicely. So that's just running through the components. Now I'll show some pictures later on in the video about the actual final setup and what it looks like, but this video was mainly based on some of the issues I actually had as I went through this build, and quite a few actually. I don't think I went through any plain sailing phases. There was always something going on. This is my first PC build that I kind of went from scratch as well, so definitely learning as I went along. So let's just start off with the first one. The first hiccup I kind of had was straight off the bat slotting in the processor. So as I was dropping in the processor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a picture of just the motherboard placement of the processor itself. So as you can see over here, you have your motherboard CPU slot. What you're meant to do is this metal left bar that you can see on the left hand side, you're meant to slip it out and lift it all the way back. And I didn't do that, right? I kept it maybe 3/4 of the way up, maybe like 90 degrees up even. And as I dropped in the CPU, it looked like it was going in fine. And then when I closed it, looked like it sat in fine, everything was good. But as soon as I then put the fan on, it just wouldn't. When I was trying to put the screws in, they weren't sitting flush, and to this day I actually don't even know how the pretty much the pins, the gold-plated pins at the bottom didn't break, because I was pressing this with so much force, and you can see the unevenness in the bolts over here at the bottom. So I tried that about 2-3 times. I took the thermal paste off. It was such a pain. But what I'm going to say to you guys is be careful. Take this pin and bring it all the way back, and then slot your CPU in. So that's definitely one tip that I would say to you guys. So Moving on to next, we're going to go on to the placement of the CPU fan itself. This is another thing, literally the second step I messed up. As you can see over here, that AMD logo on the top right hand side should be on the other side. It should be towards the left. You can probably see what's going to happen here. As I put the RAM sticks in, they won't sit flush, and you're meant to put it in the first and the third slot. So I messed up here straight off the bat. Again, I had to take off the thermal paste onto the other side. Again, massive pain. And still, I do not know how those pins didn't break. Second thing, definitely make sure that you put the CPU fan on the right hand side, on the correct side, so towards the left. So the next thing we're going to go on is installing the SSD itself. This was also another pain, and I found this out once I actually like built everything, got the computer running, and went into like the setup mode where you're like assigning where you want to store your storage and things like that. So initially I set it, placed my internal SSD in this bottom slot over here, pretty much for at the bottom over here. So I'll probably mark it in the video itself, and that was the placement that most people said to put it in. But I later found out that that is also not the location for it. There's two locations that you can put your SSD. There's one right underneath the graphics card itself, so the one just above over here. And again, I had to remove the graphics card and plot this the internal SSD underneath the graphics card itself. So that was another issue I had. Always make sure that you're putting it into the right placement. And then moving on to is another thing is placement of your fans, guys. You definitely want to make sure that you have a correct configuration of your fans itself. 2 intake, 2 exhaust, or 1 intake, 1 exhaust. Just make sure that you have an even pressure on either side. Otherwise, you'll get some buildup of dust within your case, and it'll go into your CPU and your graphics card, and you just do not want that because that will lead to overheating. And one more thing, the next part I'm probably just going to speak about is accessories that you need when you're building. And I didn't know about this until I actually built it, and I went to load it up and nothing was working. So network card, these things are so important. Or if you have an Ethernet cable, plug it straight into your PC. That's fine. But I didn't have one because I live upstairs, and I had to get one of these network cards. They're quite cheap. TP-Link do a really good one. I'll probably put the link below, but this one worked perfect for me. The next thing I would recommend is a compute cleaner. A lot of dust buildup. Some people have really good dust management and stuff, but I've got carpet, floors, and so on. So I get quite a lot of dust buildup within my keyboard, with my PC. So what I tend to do every few weeks, I get my compute cleaner out and just get rid of all the dust within the setup itself. And the next thing is a webcam. Obviously, if you have a laptop, it's easy enough to just open up your laptop and switch on the webcam. But for PCs, you have to buy an external webcam. This Larm Tech USB webcam worked really well. Really good quality, 1080p, but the speaker isn't the best. It can probably just do basic Skype calls and so on, but the audio isn't the best. So I would recommend getting a Blue Yeti. It is quite expensive, but if it's a long-term investment, I would definitely go for it because the quality and sound is phenomenal. And you can probably see from this video itself, the audio is really good. And last but not least, let me just show some a few pictures and some videos of the setup itself, and see what you guys think. So I love the RGB side of things as well. So I've tried to put some RGB strips within the PC case itself, and then the back of my monitors and so on. And then you can link up the iCUE software from the Corsair Air devices. So both my keyboard and my mouse are Corsair. So you can link it up to the software itself and control all the RGB lighting together. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm probably going to put a video here of the RGB light strips around my room. They're Govee and they're just amazing as well. But yeah, I'll put that into the other bit over here. So I'm just going to quickly show like the lights at night, just because you can't really see this during the day. But that's my setup there. I've got the Govee lights at the bottom, so those are 5 meter long that go all the way around. and then I've got the 1 meter USB lights that connect straight to the computer. Yeah, that's the setup. That's the RGB at night. I love teal, so been rocking that quite a bit. And then that's the PC at night, the beauty. Does the job. Oh, don't mind the Apple logo. Probably gonna trigger so many of you. But yeah, that's my Secretlab Omega seat. Waste of 300 quid. Proper regret that. But you make some mistakes, don't you? The thing is, it's alright, but I wouldn't pay £300 for it. Like, it is really good quality, like leather and stuff like that, but just don't know. I've got my Blue Yeti. Amazing mic. I got like a stand and everything for it, but it couldn't hold the weight. So I don't know. I've had it there and it does the job. Like, it does really have good pickup. So yeah, and I've got my Compu Cleaner. This thing is a beast. It just blows away all the dust. So really good. But yeah, that's it. And I've got a webcam actually. Don't know what it is, but it does the job. Really clear. Cool. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any comments, if I've missed something out, just let me know in the comments below. And if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you like those videos, and if you want to see more content like this. And enjoy, guys. See you later.